From the students of Jeffersonville High School in Jeffersonville, Indiana, this is WJHI-TV News.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the launch of our new show. I'm Senior Avery Capps.
And I'm Senior Ethan Davis.
And we're proud to present you with the first ever weekly news update from Jeffersonville High School.
This is the WJHI-TV News for the week of February 3rd, 2025. This show is fully produced by the students in the WJHI program. And over the next 15 weeks, we're going to give you the current Jeffersonville High School news, updates, and highlights from our 2,300 student body.
In the first month of 2025, we've experienced the most brutal weather since Jeffersonville saw the blizzard of 1978. And WJHI-TV Bruno Diaz-Cerro was there.
Hello, I'm Bruno Diaz-Cerro. 2025 received Jeffersonville and the part of the U.S. with the biggest snowstorm in the century. It made schools to delay the start of the second semester due to ice roads and huge amounts of snow. Let's focus in Jeffersonville and see what a snowstorm did to all the area. Snow started to fall during the night. By the morning, every part that you could see was covered in snow, including the roads. Road services immediately started with the first rounds of snow clearance in the main roads. The police and fire department were also very busy, attending emergency calls of different wrecks. The snowstorm lasted for 2 following days, with extreme low temperatures that made it difficult for the snow to melt.
Yes, this was definitely the biggest snowfall I've ever seen, because in the past it's been probably not even half of this, and it's just gotten worse. The ice, it was really weird. Shoveling it off the driveway was awful. I had to borrow my neighbor's pickaxe to break the ice around the car.
This storm was divided in 3 parts. The first was a snowstorm that ended leaving the first 6 inches of snow. The second one was the most feared, ice, which occurred during the night, leaving a hard layer of ice on top of the snow. Last, another snowstorm, leaving surfaces with around 10 inches of snow. Wasn't very long until clearing activities started to take place in neighborhoods. Schools were delayed for a full week due to snow and ice accumulations, which gave no access to secondary roads.
I think there are several concerns. One is just its impact on transportation, on business, and on schools. I think another one is in the event we had a heavy snow or ice, which is the combination is much worse, that we could lose power, some of our natural resources, and become very life-threatening. We're extraordinarily well prepared. We have a backup generator and a backup generator to that generator. We have an ATV equipped with a snow plow. We have a snow blower. We make sure we're stocked up on supplies. This is actually a pretty good place to be stuck.
This was definitely a great snowfall that ended lengthening the Christmas holidays, being able to enjoy our family and friends for an extra week. The road services did a great job maintaining all the main roads clear, as well as the police and fire department that kept everybody safe. Stay safe, stay warm, and don't forget to keep an eye on the weather. I'm Bruno Diaz-Cerro, reporting for WJHI Weather.
It was a brutal couple of weeks, but at least we finally come out of it.
But experts say this problem is not going away. They blame global warming for the problems that led to the snow begetting 2025. WJHI-TV's Aiden Kurtzinger discusses the complex issues surrounding the hotly debated topic.
Global warming has fueled powerful, destructive storms recently, tornadoes and hurricanes among them. These are some of the most powerful but often most confused natural disasters. But what's the difference? Hi, I'm Aiden Kurtzinger reporting from WJHI-TV Sports, and I'm here to try and help calm the winds on this issue. Global warming has created many problems, stronger storms being among them. Hurricanes and tornadoes both feed off of warm, moist air, which feeds their cycles, and in turn, their rotation. However, here's where the key differences come into play. First, there's the elephant in the room, no pun intended. Size-wise, hurricanes are much larger, combined groups of storms, and they can last for days on end. Also, they form over a warm body of the ocean, which fuels them. Tornadoes tend to be smaller and form over land, with warm, moist air combining with a healthy thunderstorm system known as the supercell. Some of these last for mere seconds, while others can last for hours.
So, tornadoes, right? They spin, they're windy, they get big, they get small, but hurricanes, they're like huge. They're in like the sky instead of like touching the ground. So like I think that's the difference, that like one has to touch the ground, the other one is just up there being all angry. You feel?
The difference between a hurricane and a tornado is that a tornado is just a column of air circling itself around. In contrast, a hurricane is just a similar event where cold air meets warm air, but instead of mixing and spinning, it kind of layers itself.
Here's how both of these storms come to be. Hurricanes begin with an area of low pressure, which causes surrounding high pressure air to come in and fill the void, which rises up that low air, warming the water in the air itself. As the air rises, it encounters an uneven atmosphere, which causes it to swirl. Eventually, the moist air forms clouds, which, heavy in precipitation, cause the major rains we see with hurricanes. These storms are then caught by the wind shear in the atmosphere and are moved either inland, where they dissipate over time, or they fizzle out over the ocean. A tornado has a much more complex structure, feeding off of a delicate balance. Warm, moist air is pulled in, where cool, dry air comes into contact with it. As these air masses meet, the warm air pushes down the cool air, causing a spin-up to begin, usually below a large, powerful spinning storm known as a supercell. The mesocyclone inside the supercell eventually gets dragged down with the cool air, known as the rear flank downdraft, as an updraft with the rising warm air forms. This is another delicate balance that, if met, causes the clouds above to be pulled down along with the surrounding moist air. When these clouds touch the ground, you've got yourself a tornado. While both storms are similar in some aspects, they are wildly different in others. However, global warming is likely going to be a problem that affects these storms in the future. For WJHI-TV Sports, I'm Aiden Kurtzinger reporting.
Whichever side you are on, global warming is clearly a topic that is not going away anytime soon.
Coming up, how did Greater Clark County schools deal with the frigid, snowy, icy weather? We hear from Superintendent Mr. Loeffner next, as the news continues on WJHI-TV.
Join the JHS Poetry Club, where we encourage you to express yourself among others. Meetings are held in Miss Rose's room after school at 2:30. Find us in room D202 on the third Tuesday and last Thursday of each month. Google Classroom code is ITJ7JDA.
Welcome back to WJHI-TV News. Greater Clark County School Superintendent Mr. Loeffner visited WJHI-TV during the storm.
Among the issues are the protocols surrounding the storm, like how tough it is to make decisions about logistics and safety in the cold, snowy situation. WJHI-TV's Elliot Swinshire and Michaela Robinson talked with Mr. Loeffner about it.
Typically what happens overnight, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, our transportation director also gets up, a couple other people, staff members in the district, and we go out and drive roads and look at roads, see what the conditions are. Because we have to make a decision by 5:30 in the morning typically, so we can communicate that decision to staff, parents, and students. And so there's a lot of things that go into it that people don't see. Another thing I try to do is also consult and collaborate with my peers or other superintendents in the area to see what they're going to do, see what they're dealing with. And so we try to take all that information into and factor that in and make a good decision. Obviously, school safety and student safety is number one priority. For example, like yesterday morning, we knew it was going to be very, very cold, and it was going to be close to that -10 threshold that we use as far as temperature. And we collaborated as a cabinet, and also I talked to other superintendents. We all agreed that we felt like it would be okay to go ahead and go to school. Reason being, we didn't feel like a delay was going to help us because the temperature at 7 o'clock wasn't going to be much different than the temperature at 9 o'clock. And also our transportation director had informed me that the morning before, when it was very, very cold, we didn't have any problems bus-wise and transportation-wise and picking up students. So, and then the other issue, I saw in the weather forecast is it was going to warm up. It was going to get up to the mid-20s, if we want to call that a warm-up, but it was going to warm up throughout the day and we would have been fine. So we made the decision to go. Obviously there's other factors that play into that because we've already used asynchronous learning days. We're now into the synchronous learning days. Research says that it's the best place for a child to be is getting instruction in the school.
I agree.
In front of a teacher, you know, so we want to try to get our students in school, in our classrooms, in front of our teachers as much as we can. So it's a difficult decision. It's also a decision as a superintendent. No matter what decision you make, half the people are going to hate it and the other half are going to like it.
Thank you for watching the first ever WJHI-TV news for the week of February 3rd, 2025.
We'll be back next week. Be sure to tune in as we continue to cover the world of Jeffersonville High School. I'm Ethan Davis.
And I'm Avery Capps. See you next time.